Welcome to episode 1 of Power Rangers Solaris Voyagers, the Aurora Calling Part 1. I am your Gridmaster, Arc or Arc-like Court, but joining me and the beginnings of such an amazing team are these wonderful Rangers that I have here with me. We'll go around, everyone will tell you who they are and their character's name currently. And then we will jump right into episode 1. So we'll start on my right on the overlay. We'll start with Shadow.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shadow or Shadow Dao. I'm typically your guide to the digital darkness. Tonight, I will be playing Calum Voss, and I look forward to being a part of this series.
And then we swing it on down the overlay to none other than Sean.
Hey everyone, I'm Sean Banerjee. You can find me most places as Sean Banerjee. And I'll be playing Ravi Remington, who may or may not be a ranger. I don't know what you're talking about.
No idea.
All right,
Cannot
that's.
confirm
No
nor
idea.
deny
I was told
at
that this
all.
Yeah.
was totally sandbox.
This was supposed to be cyberpunk, but also hope core and also some level of cassette futurism. I don't know. It's a whole amalgamation. We continue the clockwise swing on over to Shy.
Hi, I'm Shy or Shy Liz. You can follow me anywhere on almost any platform at Shy_Liz. And it's my first AP. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
And what's your character's name?
Oh, Sue or Sue Racy.
Hell, yeah. That's my Grammy. Continuing that clockwork swing, we've got Danny.
Hey everybody, Danny, he, him, Danny Armendoza, wherever, and I am playing Jose Gonzalez, also he, him, and just super excited to be here.
Hell yeah. And last but never at all least, my best friend in the TTRPG space, my closest friend in the TTRPG space. None of this would be possible without their technical superiority and understanding of running streams. None other than Paige. What you doing, girl? We can tell people who you are, where to find you, what you're playing.
Can't do that every time. I swear to God. Hi everyone, I'm Paige. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me all over the internet at Paige Continue or here on Twitch at The Story Continued, where your story always continues. Tonight I am playing Alyssa Shepherd, are potentially being a Red Ranger here tonight. Totally not based on any video game series whatsoever. Totally original character, I promise.
Who knows? Again, this was like cyberpunk meets hope core, cassette futurism. Is this whole thing? Hello, everyone, and I am Arc or Arc-like Court, your gridmaster, lighthouse keeper, lore rider, beacon onto all beacons. Find me all over the internet at Arc-like Court. But tonight I am the Gridmaster. I am the narrative force, the morphing grid, and all of the bad guys trying to hurt these amazing people gathered here tonight. So we're just go ahead and jump right on into it. Power Rangers Solaris Voyagers, Episode 1, The Aurora Calling. The infinite expanse of the universe is something that is constantly pointed out, something referenced in every textbook, data vault, hollow communication, and even inscribed on paintings, wall carvings, runes. For eons, it's been said to always be ever growing, everlasting, and continually expanding. But at some point, it didn't feel like the bit of space humanity was in was safe anymore. A mission was put together, a fleet of transuniversal space-faring vessels taking generations of humans into space to find a new place to call home. We see nebulas of various colors, lights dancing between asteroids and moons, planets in the far distance, giving a new sheen of coloration to the endless space that is. The Aurora Crown Fleet, or the Astro Voyager Fleet, was being led by what was said to be an ancient artifact known as the Aurora crown, a gold material never truly compositely identified that had various jewels affixed around it. It wasn't until just before the launch of this fleet that it was discovered this crown being in zero gravity, being within the vacuum of space, acts as a compass of some kind, directing and leading people in a direction. Deciphering some of the carvings and runes along the crown say that it would lead people to the Haven Light, a later name given for a planet that was discovered to be hundreds of light years away. The Astro Voyager fleet, with the many generations within, were placed into sleep. Only a handful of crew members, the necessary to operate teams, awake, and as they retired or found themselves ready to take the sleep and the next crew members awoken, they traveled. 10 years ago. Impossible geometry, non-Euclidean shapes, lines of darkness and light combined, a massive storm almost rend the entire Astro Voyager fleet to nothing. The lead ship, the Aurora Crown flagship, containing the protectors of the Aurora Crown, the Solaris Voyager Rangers, committed themselves to protecting the rest of the fleet, making sure everyone else was still able to continue forward. A large portion of the Aurora Crown was destroyed in the Void Storm. The crown was safe. The Rangers who protected it were gone. There were tears, there were broken areas, shattered compartments, places on the Astra fleet that even now, 10 years later, have only received what can be equated to duct tape and WD-40 to keep it going. But in the last few months, the crown has come to a stop, a hold. A chunk of it missing from the void storm, but is now holding, not moving, not directing, over a moon dubbed Aurora 9, a small asteroid field floating between the moon and the planet that would then become known as Haven 1. No sensors have been able to breach the atmosphere to confirm life or oxygen or water, but the distant hues and fluctuations of color throughout the atmosphere give people hope that there might still just be a chance. The terraforming of Aurora 9 has been amazing. Various domed cities put together to accomplish all of the different tasks: biodomes, habitat spires, mining barges, solar refineries, education towers, navigation arcs, all with military escorts and exploration wings. We see our camera pull through the main domed city of Aurora 9's terraforming. There is an explosion somewhere at the far edge of the main dome. You can hear alerts going off inside. There are signals and lights that are flaring and spinning, alerting people to evacuate the main dome, head towards the habitat spires or any of the solar refineries here within the main biodome has been compromised. Something has attacked. A large chasm in the floor where some explosion, something tearing from the ground up. We see the back of an Astra Voyager military uniform, helmet set over, a weapon slung over the back, this almost gunmetal gray and dark silver inlaid uniform, the patching covering 3/4 with a row of buttons down the side, sharp, angular lines that carry through, armored plates on the shoulders, the biceps, elbows, forearms, knees, thighs, shins, a helmet set over the top with a ringing red light flashing around the silhouette of this person. Paige, if you want to describe what Alyssa is looking for in this chasm as they're standing here within the main dome city.
I think Alyssa is probably just looking for what's left in this area with everything you described, just trying to see if there's anyone or anything of import as she's barking out orders, probably to people in nearby areas over her comms. But yeah, you just see her moving further into the chasm. Alyssa is a very tall woman. She's about 6'2", dense muscle underneath her uniform, with a red pixie cut with an undercut and glowing yellow eyes that seem to glow even within the darkness of this chasm. I think she just has her lights on her suit and is just trying to slowly make her way down as far as she can, while still keeping in comm checks probably every like 15 minutes or so.
As you approach the descending pathway into this chasm, you do get the initial reading of movement through the helmet. This isn't Iron Man levels of you immediately know the identity just from the left toenail that you see in the corner of your eye, but you do see it lets you know motion and sound coming from a specific direction. And as you move to look in that direction, you see a familiar face, a trustworthy face. An older gentleman who has worked within the habitat spires, helping with a lot of the uh, like horticulture and agriculture of the Aurora 9 terraforming of Brahm. Older man, very stout, the strong upper body, but you can see he has someone arm over his shoulder who's probably like 2 feet taller than him, that he's like leading out of the chasm. They're covered in dust, and looks like some kind of like black ink up the side of their face. As Brahm gets over to you and goes, Shepard, here's one, and like goes to hand them over to you.
Yeah, I'll just grab her and grab them like under the waist. Are you okay though? You
Yeah,
shouldn't be out here either. You should probably head back. I can find anything else.
I wasn't even supposed to be on this side of town this morning.
Let me escort you two back. We have a area set up. What else did you see down there?
Caleb's down there.
Okay.
Help him get out. I don't think anyone else is in here. I'll go make sure everybody else is leaving the area.
Yeah, just stay up here topside. I'll head down and see if I can find Caleb or anyone else.
Okay.
And I
And
think
he like
she'll just escort the two of them like to. I'm assuming we have like a med tent set up somewhere near.
well, this has just occurred. You have just gotten boots to the
Then
ground.
I will probably move them to like to where we dropped off. Then I think we're probably the safest place.
One of the extraction vehicles over
Yeah.
there for the Astra Fleet military. You see Brahm help shoulder the person that was in the chasm with him into the vehicle and kind of like make sure that they're okay, and then grabs one of the communication devices in there and starts relaying information. Uh, Captain Shepard is going into the chasm in order to check for any other people within. All additional units should converge. This is horticulturist Brahm. I will be helping with the removal of civilians and citizens in the area, but will not engage. And then just like places it back inside.
Yeah.
And just like gives a nod to you before going to gather other people who may be, scared or frightened in the area.
Nope. I think after that, after they're settled, Alyssa just moves back towards the chasm and then goes down where she saw him come out of and starts making her way further down into the area.
As you begin the descent through this chasm, again, this doesn't look like something broke through or fell through. Something raised from this spot, something pulled or pulsated or emerged from under the soil of this moon that the biodomes are all built on top of.
I forgot.
And as you
I'm
start
playing a decently smart character for once. As I'm making my way into the chasm and noting all of this, can I make a science check to see if there's anything of note that would be out of place that she would know?
Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Give me a science check. We'll call it a DC. It'll be like a DC 13.
Okay, I only have a D2, so let me flip the coin. Okay, that's a 2 on the coin. Oh, and that's an 18 on the D20, so that's a dirty 20.
Let's go. There is something down here that catches your attention, but is also compartmentalized.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the mining that has been done on Aurora 9 has been more so to ensure structural integrity of the firmament, of the upper levels of the actual sediment and rock formations on the moon, for the expansion of terraforming, for the growing outward. No one's really gone deep. It's always been very surface level just to test for strength and durability of the firmament. You're seeing what looks like raw crystal. And it's not identifiable. It's not like looking at it and go, oh, tiger's eye, or diamond, or emerald, or some kind of, or one variation of sapphire. There's some crystalline structures, pieces underneath the surface level that people have been testing at on the moon that you're aware of.
I think she's probably scanning as much of this as she can into whatever systems on her hollow pad on her wrist. And then they're going to even try to just break off a small piece to put in like a pouch on her belt for like analysis later.
As you go to break a piece off, you can see where a section in the chasm where it was maybe 4 inches wide, 5 inches wide along the base of the wall that had been formed. There was a gap there. And as you snap a piece of that crystal off and get ready to like stow it away, you see a bunch of the rock and sediment break and fall away. Like it falls into a hole or opening in that direction. And as you notice this, that red light of the alerts behind you reflecting off of your uniform, the camera moves into that red light and pulls out of it into maintenance hatches here within the biodome, the main biodome. Jose, there is a level of uncomfortability of how many people are using these maintenance corridors that shouldn't be using these maintenance corridors by any definition. These are your personal walkways to avoid people, to avoid the masses, to do your job on the ship. And there are way more people using your walkways than have ever used them before. And in this swinging of lights, there's almost like an orange glow over the left side of Jose's body. If you want to describe Jose for everyone, and then how is Jose navigating this onset chaos within these walkways?
Yeah, Jose is let me ask this. Is it mostly that these people are all present right now? Is it a mix of them being present and evidence of their presence that Jose would see with things being not where they're supposed to be or something that he fixed having been wrong?
There are a bunch of people from the education towers who are walking through here who should not have access or going through here. There are a bunch of people from the residential towers that shouldn't be going through here, should not have access to here, and they're all just running. There's just a plethora of people accessing this space.
As I see some of them run through, I go to ask them, "You're not supposed to be here. Who let you through?"
Astro Fleet military, something blew up out there.
Okay, keep going, I guess. Don't touch anything, all right? Don't touch it. When you get to the end, just go through the exit. Somebody, I assume, is going to receive you over there. Are they communicating to the end?
There are a handful of them that are like yelling things back, and it's as you're saying the don't touch anything, you see three identical triplets standing next to each other. One has one of the reflective vests from the like box of PPE that they've thrown on. Another one has the big like work helmet set on, and the other one has the forehead flashlight, but they've turned it into a belt.
Okay. Those are meant to be used together. Together. One person. One person together.
They all look at each other, and you see wheels turning in their
Just go.
heads.
Just go. Just move. Just move. Try not to break it so we can put it back after. What's your names? What are your names?
I'm Hubert. I'm Dubert. You can call me Stu. And they're all just like running down the pathway now.
I'm gonna assume that was Stubert, and just keep walking in the other direction. I'm moving toward the explosions that I'd been told were there. Can I hear anything in the distance with regard to that?
So you do have your holocron
Yep.
on your wrist. You can
Okay.
check that to get immediate information as one of the main mechanical supervisors here on the Astro Fleet and on Aurora 9 as a whole. You can get visual acuity on any workspace or any of the lines in the area, anywhere where projects are actively being worked on, any maintenance is being done, you can get access to through that.
Beautiful. So, pop it open as I move with practice precision. You're seeing, by the way, in and out of these pools of light in this space, dodging people while I'm looking at my monitoring in a way that clearly I've done before. A little bit of a hollow affect to the face. Ragged, doesn't seem like I sleep very much. Thinner than might seem fully advisable, right? In a situation like this, particularly when coupled with a lack of sleep, go through a rotation of what I would know to be sort of like a checklist of priorities in the area that I'm going toward. First, looking at what is most sensitive and likely to blow up on its own. Then any other areas that might create external facing issues that could be time sensitive. And then anything that would warn me about more people coming my way.
Oh, yeah. Give me an alertness or investigation roll, and I will say that you will have an upshift of 1 on this.
Beautiful. Love that. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do alertness, and that wasn't great. It still came out to a 12.
That's perfectly fine. You needed a 10 or higher.
Okay, great.
Chief of Engineering Lamont, here within the main domed city, uh, is already patched immediately to you. Not video, but there is audio to it.
Okay.
And he lets you know all of safety, all of like asteroid safety precautions, the stealing of the windows, uh, overlaying protection over the dome itself, any defenses that would have been built to protect from the asteroid belt that's between Aurora 9 and Haven 1 have all been engaged. So structurally, everything should be fine from outside of the domes and any of the buildings and habitats, refineries internally. Chief Lamont informs you that whatever this is came from under. There is a rise in PSI, but not in a like pressurized sense. Like there was noted movement of pressure underneath at the far edges of the main hub dome city because they're currently expanding. We're expanding the circle a little bit more as more of the fleet is being awoken, as more people are growing and continuing. It's at this outer ring seems to be where whatever happened had occurred, and everything else is like veins or after effects into the city.
Is there any sort of element of the readout that can tell me if the veins are showing signs of biology, either through movement or through like something that the system can read, right?
It
Like,
seems it's almost mathematically unquantifiable. There is no structurally, as you would be aware, it always follows some level of existing degrees, levels and balances, angles, projections, things of that nature. Golden ratio, triangles are strongest architectural shape, three-dimensional chess. You're going through all of these different lines and patterns that lines would take or can take, and none of these seem mathematically correct. It's not like a nervous system. It's not like veins in a body. It's not even like natural gas or oil. These are just it doesn't make sense.
is there anything that is hitting me as reminiscent of a sense of time slip from it?
Give me just a straight D20 roll. And you tell me
That's
which
an
side of
Sorry, that's an 18.
18? Okay.
18. Yeah.
Do you want high to be positive or do you want low to be positive?
Sorry. I mean, now I feel like I'm cheating. Now I can roll again. I can roll again. Let's go with high positive, but
High
it's fine.
positive. Okay.
Yeah. All right. That's a 14.
14. Okay. With a 14. Time slip? No.
Okay.
Aggregate time displacement? Possibly.
Okay. Gonna take a second to breathe. Gonna stop when that thought hits. Do a quick breathing exercise. Better I take this time now than have to take more later.
Clearing your mind. Those lines that are showing up underground as veins from whatever is happening, they're identical to the lines of destruction that occurred to the Astra fleet during the Void Storm.
Okay. Well, it's better to know. I'm shaking slightly, but keep moving in the same direction. Need to check where the veins are making first contact closest to where I am right now. And check in with the chief. Chief, is anyone else coming to meet with me here?
I think a friend of yours was very close to where this started.
Okay.
And as that message plays through, you see normally a red dot on your screen, as typically you do like to avoid people. You have your holodeck set to people appear as red dots to avoid, like enemies on a TTRPG map. This one in the flashing orange lights in the safety corridors, for some reason, looks a little pink. And as the camera fades into that dot, Ravi,
I'm Ravi.
your ears are ringing. There is a settle of dust and as that ringing slowly starts subsiding and you're not just hearing your own heartbeat and breath, you can hear some people are yelling like, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here." Drifts away as you were standing not far off from the education deputy who they're building one of the new education towers here within the main Aurora Dome, Professor Ambrose. She is in this like it's retro for the time, very like power pants suit, not in the typical Astra Fleet uniform by any means whatsoever, with a pink and white lily naturally grown through one of the biodomes pinned in the pocket of her suit. Uh, Professor Ambrose was going to have to put in a secondary order because some things had gone missing.
These things do happen.
So Ravi, what does Ravi look like as Professor Ambrose is getting back onto her feet, brushing herself off, and looking to you for where they should go or what should happen next?
Fair enough. Ravi looks long. Ravi has spent the majority of their time awake in zero G. So they're about as tall as they could have been. They maybe don't have the best bone density.
That
but-
cartilage is thin right now.
Yeah. So Ravi's pretty their bell's been rung. But as they get up, they're covered in dust. They're wearing a like work overalls, like a jumpsuit. One of the sleeves is gone, and underneath on that one, Ravi has like a tight fitting long sleeve shirt to make sure that that's still secure. But the jumpsuit is very clearly like Ravi's, and no matter how many times they have to patch it,
It
and
will
then
always be Ravi's at
Exactly.
that point. From all of the extensions and modifications, they couldn't pass this on to someone else if they wanted to.
that's also true. It won't. But yeah, work harness, couple tools and things. As I look around, we're in the dome. Are we like outside as far as
You had helped work on clearing the area outside of the dome.
Yeah.
For the expansion of the ring for this new architecture that was going to be built. You guys are currently inside it. You know this patch, this outer ring of this entire dome perfectly because that's what you've spent the last week working on.
fair enough?
And now that the ring is past that, it's weird standing in the same spot you were standing in with no gravity, and now there is gravity in this spot. It's always that like rubber bandy feeling
Yeah.
when you're
I just-
inside.
I hate the day that they turn gravity up to 1G, because when we're working, they keep it at 0.7. Real nice. Makes it easier to get around. Hey Doc, we might want to get away from this. Can I see anyone else in danger? Can I see a direction that is maybe more clearly towards safety?
Give me a streetwise roll, if you would.
Streetwise roll. I will. I will roll a d20 and a d2.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay, I guess that'll be a 2. 12.
12. Awesome. Higher than a 10, so that works in this scenario. You do see a lot of the other construction crews that were over here. They've already fled. They already dipped. Something about you. There's a saying in your head that you're not quite sure of the exact wording of, but it has to do with working in gravity, making people want to be slower but leave faster. Um, they seem to have already split, already taken off, and left just you and the professor here. The crate of supplies that were missing and needed to be reordered are still over to the side, but in looking around, you do see from whatever that explosion was, whatever that pull from the ground was, there is this ink-like substance all over the side of it. And it's not staying a consistent sheen. It's like looking at chemicals on rainwater over concrete. As the sun moves past, you can see like greens, pinks, oranges, reds, blues. And then when you look directly down onto it, it is void of light, completely dark. It's like trying to look past it or look around it is where you're seeing these like pearlescent sheens occur in that liquid. Professor Ambrose then goes, I'm just going to follow them.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll bring up the rear. Um,
I
and
have far more
Ravi,
faith in that than what they're doing.
yep. But yeah, Ravi's gonna make sure that Professor Ambrose at least gets to safety or some semblance of safety, and you're gonna keep an eye out to see if anybody else needs a hand or if anybody is having trouble getting away from things.
You do see as you're leading Professor Ambrose to one of the like transit vehicles that are here within the domed city. She climbs on board immediately, and you hear it like ping her like registration information of who she is and what she does. As soon as she gets on it, it immediately goes to take off. Um, and as it takes off, you get the notification on your own holocron that Jose is looking for you, that like Jose is like activated that find my friend feature.
Yeah, it's like at the rave when you have the little thing that tells you which
Yeah, the
direction you're full.
compasses. Yeah, the vibe compasses.
Um,
Exactly.
well, as the transport speeds away with the professor, all right, and I'll go towards wherever my holocron says Jose is.
It's maybe 2 or 3 blocks heading towards the center of the city. Uh, not far off. And it's as you're running in that direction, the camera turns and gets this side shot of Ravi in full body, like extended sprints, because I hate 1G days. I love half G. We see the image of Ravi moving past that ink-like substance, and it almost stops shifting in color as this rose pink nebula just kind of sits around Ravi off of that reflection. Sue, one of your guys called off today. It's expansion day. Typically on expansion day, somebody calls off. Somebody's trying to go get an eye on what's being built, what's going on, doesn't want to be there. It's fine. You've gotten used to it at this point. But today was the delivery driver who called off. So you have been in the resource management delivery vehicle all morning, dropping off and getting signatures and check marks for all of the various materials and resources. You finish dropping off the last set of materials at the outer ring, where the new education tower is being built. When something went off, you don't know if it was one of the vehicles had lost pressure in the area, if gravity was interacted with in some way, shape, or form on one of the fuel canisters. Something exploded just outside of the transit vehicle as you got in. The whole side of the vehicle is covered in gray concrete dust. You can see a little line of pebbles and rocks along the windshield that are just sitting there. The frame and the windows held perfectly fine. But the dust is now finally starting to dissipate away as we see reflected off of the tint this like green hue around them. If you want to describe what Sue looks like,
So
and
Sue is a
go ahead.
So Sue is a short little Asian lady who means business, and everything else looks big around her while doing any sort of transportation, because that's how small Sue is. But she is wearing like the, I guess, military specialist garb of the like resources and energy management and allocation. It's super dark green, almost black, but it makes it blend easier. But having the holodeck on and like all of these monitors to see where resources are going and what the stats are on where anything is.
It's as you look down at the holocron on your wrist and the dust and everything has settled down, you see Ravi full sprint going past you. And Ravi seems to be moving with purpose.
Hey, Sue, bye, Sue.
If the transport has like a window, I'll turn down the window, be like, Ravi,
How's it going?
can the transport move? Like, is it able to catch up with Ravi?
I just imagine I'm
100%.
jogging alongside at this point.
Yeah, I'll be like, do you want to lift? Is it leg day for you or gravity day for you?
It's never leg day. I hate gravity. Jose said he needed me, so I was going to. Yeah, I'll take a lift.
Okay. Do you know where
I just
Jose
kind of
is?
dive in through the window.
Jesus Christ! Watch where you're going. I know I'm small, but watch
So
it.
much harder to do in gravity. Dang. All right. Yeah, Jose said he needs us over there.
Okay. If I could log in like the coordinates of like Ravi and
I do
go
one of those
to where
like
Jose
swipe
is.
things where I put the dot that is Jose on into the transports.
You
computer.
move your pin to her Google Maps and it immediately locks in.
Okay. Sorry for the bumpy ride. It's gravity day.
Oh, it's all right.
Sue, as you are beginning the drive, you see a notification come in from the Aurora AI. And this is not the wicked, disgusting, horrible AI that we currently have in this day and age, but this one is an actual helpful tool there to help officiate and work through projects, organize your folders, and help you keep things streamlined and not steal from people and ruin environments and take things from people. You see Dial, designation 14. Life, who is the AI for the Astra fleet, for the Aurora Crown and Aurora 9 as a whole. And as Dial appears in the corner, it spins like a compass, and then there's like the eyebrows, eyes, and mouth that were on the old Microsoft Clippy appears on this little compass.
Okay.
Resource Commander Sue, there has been a missing shipment that was delivered to the Outer Ring expansion. They're requesting a replacement equipment and resources that were supposed to be delivered today, but I guess weren't with the main delivery that was dropped off today.
That sounds like probably not the highest priority thing to look into right now.
Deep breaths. There's more work, less patience. Okay, let's just get over there.
Yep.
I can reallocate resources to be delivered over there as soon as whatever emergency beacon is that's going on.
Yep, let's do emergency first, and then we'll do resource thing later.
Aye, resource manager. And the arms on the compass actually like swing into a salute over the Clippy style eyes that it has.
Oh God, I love you. Okay, let's go.
Me?
No, not you.
Oh,
Dial.
thank God. All right. Sorry.
I don't have time for you. Let's go.
And so it's as you are moving towards the location that was given for Jose from Ravi, you see that more of the Astra military fleet are starting to converge in that same direction.
More signatures. Okay, let's go.
One group in particular that you see belongs to someone that you know has no way of actually signing for anything currently, but you're getting them accustomed to you reaching out to them for them to sign and approve different forms and procurements and inventories. Shepard's team, Task Force Rowan, led by Sergeant Faith Oliver when Alyssa isn't in place. They are the first team moving forward. And they see that you are moving in the same direction they are, and they almost like SWAT mount the sides of the transit vehicle as you're driving.
Okay, gonna give them access to the transport and the resources on here, and making sure who's on the ship and whose signatures I need later. Okay. More
You
work.
send requests for approvals to Alyssa Shepard. There's like 7 documents that are immediately forwarded over.
You get an
And
away. You get an away message.
currently driving. And it's as you are driving, heading in that direction, the glint of light from the dome off of the armor of the military members outside the vehicle, shining through the tinted windows of your transit vehicle. There's this outline of green that might be coming from the suit, might be coming from the lights, might be coming from Dial, directing you in a green line to the location you guys are heading towards. As it pulls across the digital map into a dark tunnel. There is sand, there's rock, but there's also waves of fear and anxiety. A sense of excitement dashed within there, but so many fight, flight, and freeze washing over Calum. Calum, if you want to describe your character for us.
Calum is a fairly young individual in the terms of appearance. He's been awoken and put back to sleep a few different times because his parents are scientists with the fleet. And they've used him for various experiments. One such experiment was embedding part of one of the crystals into his forehead to give him enhanced abilities. Originally planned to give him better cognitive abilities. That was not what happened. He has light purple hair, about shoulder length, the mentioned crystal in his forehead, and to look at him, you'd probably place him somewhere in his early 20s. He has olive skin, taking after his mother, and right now he is trying to hold himself together, uh, feeling all the emotions from the people around him.
You can feel that most of them are leaving the radius, leaving that veiled sphere of emotional aptitude, of connection that you have. But there's still one. The same young man who you saw fall into this chasm. That Brahm told you don't do it, but you dove in anyways. Give me a flat D20 roll.
Okay.
Odds you are able to wash everything else away and focus on that one person. Evens, your sphere might extend a little further.
I got an 8, so
Okay.
evens.
Trying to focus through the songs and sensations of fear and anger and this uncontrollable anxiety that is filling the area, like the sound of 1,000 birds cawing in succession, not all at once, but like five and then 12 and then 34 and then 2. It's just so there is no galactic word you've been able to find to describe when this happens. And it feels like that veil is expanding to give you more room for all of these emotions that are flooding the area. Like it's trying to give you space to identify your own feelings in this moment, but it still feels so full. The headlamp that you have from working with Brahm in the horticulture and the biodomes themselves starts to flicker for a moment. And in that flickering, you start to see these other crystals that are coming out of the ground and walls around this part of the chasm. They don't seem to be growing, but they weren't there when you were looking down this tunnelway, this pathway, just a few moments previously.
I'm going to make note of that and then try to look deeper in, since I'm not feeling direct emotions, use my logic to try and estimate where the kid that fell in went.
There we go. Now we're looking in the right direction, or at least the direction that for Calum has always made the most sense. Um, Give me an alertness. We will say with an upshift of 1 on that roll.
Alright. I took some. Okay, so that's one of my good ones. That is a 22.
Damn.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
In this moment, in this finding logic through emotional distress is something that Caleb has been practicing for years, even while in space sleep. That sphere doesn't go away, but that means that there was more time to practice exactly this, to learn how to focus exactly this. And you are able to funnel those emotions. The ones that are distant get drifted away. Like it's like watching a bubble full of smoke pop in water. It just dissolves and moves with the rest of the liquid until you are able to turn the fear that someone is feeling into a compass, a guiding line directly to them. And you're able to find them no more than 20 feet away from you, where there looks to be this almost vent in the wall that drops off into some kind of hole. And you can see them on the other side of that vent, just kind of holding on to the edge.
Hold on, hold on. Uh, is there anything I can see that might help them get a footing or anything around them?
You're looking around their area, or are you looking around your area?
Uh, Around their area specifically to give them a little bit more leverage or hold.
All right, give
Uh,
me a survival check.
of course, you would go for survival.
Yeah, this will be a DC 18 because you're looking into essentially like a bottomless hole at this moment.
Right. Well, definitely didn't hit that. That was a D10. Um,
That was only a 10?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, you are seeing them holding on to that ledge, which again looks to be comprised of the same stone and rock and material that is this moon's firmament. Um, but you aren't seeing anything like jutting out next to their body for them to place a foot on or get better positioning. But you're starting to see the knuckles are going white as they're
Okay.
like holding in that spot.
I'm just gonna jump down with my full body against the edge and grab them by their wrists. Instead of going for the hands like everybody does, you go for the wrists.
Which strength-based skill would you like to roll for this?
Uh, Athletics or might, preferably.
Okay, we'll go with athletics.
Okay.
Give me an athletics roll.
All right, I can do that.
DC is 10.
That is a 16.
You are able to slide across the slide your body out enough to where you're able to dig the your toes and the balls of your feet through the boots into the ground itself to give you more of an anchor point as you grab around the forearms and then link into the wrist itself, letting your hand slide up and hold. And you're able to grab the wrist and then start pulling and pushing your body up and pulling their body out of the chasm itself or the further chasm itself. Uh, and as you're pulling them up, you can feel the like shakiness in their arms matches the shaking edge of your vision to the anxiety and fear that you used to find them.
I'm going to talk to them to try and calm them down. Hey, hey, you're okay. I've got you. I've got you. Take a breath. We're gonna get out of here together. I've got you. And Caleb's going to bring him up and bring an arm around this individual as he starts guiding him back up and out of the uh collapsed area.
We don't tell my dad that I was down here. Just don't tell my dad.
Don't tell him what. I have no idea what you're talking about.
If I could promote you right now, I absolutely would. And as you're looking at this young man, you recognize Commander Hertz's son. This is Paul. Commander Hertz took over. It was like became a stand-in commander after the Void Storm, until such as other approved commanders find rank or time in rank to take the position. But this is Commander Peter Hertz's son, Paul.
Yeah, it wouldn't do us any good to have him get upset. So let's hurry up and get you out of here.
And it's as you get Paul up, like dust everything off of the uniform that he's wearing, and you could see he has like the like junior Astro Voyager military prep school like pin on his chest. Is as you do this, you turn and you see Shepard, someone that you know has had worked with your parents done to them, and someone that you have trusted since being awake, each time you were awake, to share what had been done with you and what you were experiencing. And Alyssa, you see Calum holding Commander Hertz's son, Paul, who is covered in dust and rubble. Their uniform is shot to shit entirely. There's no way they're going to be able to hide this from their dad at all.
I think Shepard will just approach the two of them. Caleb, you holding up okay?
Yeah, I think he's the last survivor down here. Need to get out of here. I've been seeing some weird crystals showing up, and we need to get some of that information back to the science department.
I already took some earlier. But yeah, let's get you two to the transport and hopefully get out of here quick before we figure out more what's going on. And I'll just reach over and take the guy from you, just like very easily.
Just grab Paul over shoulder.
Yeah,
like you're in so much trouble.
Yeah, literally.
I am telling your dad. I've already sent your dad an email, and I don't do emails.
I 100% sent a message to the commander like right away.
There's a picture of him, but Calum is like pixelated out, so you can't see that Calum is next to him. But you guys then continue your walk. Continue walking out of the chasm, as Calum is able to, through their extrasensory, confirm that there's no one else in this fallout, in this cave-in, in this broken piece of ground. There's no one else down here other than the three of you currently. And as that confirmation comes through, Shepard, you get a movement update from Sergeant Faith Oliver. And she informs you that they are now with Senior Resource Manager Sue Reese. They also have Ravi in the area as well. They're moving in the direction of Chief Mechanical Engineer Jose Gonzalez. They're asking for permission to arm and armor the people that are with them.
Yeah, I should just tap into our comms. Permission granted. I found 2 more. We'll be heading back to the transport here momentarily. Area seems to be clear.
2 more. Okay, mark that off.
Confirm.
I could drive while you take notes. Like, you don't have to do both.
I could double task.
Right.
I've been doing this.
Apologies. I'll just sit right here, braced for impact. That's
Here's
fine.
a gun.
Oh, thanks.
Here's the
Here's
gun.
the-
Ravi, you get a hand pistol. Laser focused. It seems to absorb ambient light in the area and condense it into a solidified structure that is then fired out. So it gets a little dark around you when you pull the trigger, but hey, it works.
I make sure the safety's on and I put it away.
What safety?
Hmm.
And with that,
Oh.
we move to the vehicle stopping just outside of the service tunnel, where Jose, you have now managed to get past all of the people who are using your service tunnels uh, into at first what feels like shouldn't be calming,
Hmm.
but you would absolutely pick this over being in those hallways because no one's outside right now. There's just open walkways, pathways. The buildings are all covered up, so you know there's nobody in those. There's just an absence of humanity and noise and unnecessary anything, which is immediately broken when Sue pulls up in front of you with 6 of the Astrofleet military SWAT holding around the outside. You see Ravi is in there with a gun in his hand, putting it into a holster. Uh, this Shepard is heading towards you with Calum at their side.
Well, it was nice for a moment. Ravi, you know that doesn't have a safety, right?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful. That's why I keep this empty holster on my harness all the time, just in case someone
You know,
gives me a gun.
they're
That's
not,
where the impact drill that you use on some of the outer plating would go, but it's service day because it's
Yeah.
gravity day, so it's
Yeah.
just an empty holster right now.
Fits perfectly. Thank God
I,
for standardization of parts.
that is lucky for us. I wouldn't take that for granted with every weapon that someone looking at Sue might hand you.
Nah, don't worry about it. They filed the paperwork and everything.
Yeah, here's another one. Here you go.
Jose, you get handed the same styled pistol.
Thank you, Sue. I suppose I might need it. I appreciate it. Is this more paperwork? Do you need me to sign something?
Here's a notification. Holodeck. Bing.
Great.
The
Beautiful.
top the
Signed.
top of the dashboard opens up and Sue, your shotgun is there. This shotgun
Okay.
is longer than Sue is tall and looks like it should weigh about 3 times Sue's weight. Um, but they are wielding it with an unnatural strength and force that you do not believe should be possible, especially on Gravity Day.
Robbie's just gonna oh so casually make sure that Jose is between me and Sue.
Jose absolutely knows what's happening, is okay with being between you and Sue, because Jose still feels safer somehow that this is better. This is better.
That Sue unlocked her box to get her gun. It makes everything
Yeah.
else. I'm cool with this. That means
Yeah.
that all of the paperwork has been filed correctly up to
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
And it's as the 5 of you are gathered together, you are given the information of what has been noted, what has been identified to have happened in the area of the outer ring. And that is where we will go to break. We'll see everybody in about 10 minutes, and then we'll pick up with what happened here in the dome. Thank you. See you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Power Rangers Solaris Voyagers, Episode 1, The Aurora Calling. We pick back up with all of our members of Aurora 9 gathered together outside of one of the service tunnels here within the city, with Task Force Rowan, the Astra Military Fleet force that Alyssa Shepard is the leader of. Information was given out of the various things, people moving through the service tunnels, the explosion occurring at the outer ring, the chasm underneath, which led to a further drop down, Sue having a shotgun, and Alyssa Shepard realizing that they now hold the future of the commander's son's future in their hands at an email click away of you were ditching school. I'm so telling your dad. And as all of this information is given out, the five of you with Task Force Rowan begin looking out over the area, looking to see, is this an attack? Was there some kind of organic or non-organic life forms that were on the moon that we weren't aware of, that were hibernating, burrowed underneath, looking at the patterns of travel, looking at what had occurred? For Jose, I want you to give me another alertness check. This one will be with edge, so with advantage.
Okay.
Anyone
Okay.
else who is looking to gain information from looking over everything in the area, tell me in what way you're trying to gain that information.
Is extremely good that was with edge. That's a 15. It could have been an 8.
15, yes, I like that. Much better. Much better than an 8.
How?
With your knowledge from working and repairing post the Void Storm, there is again that moment of clarity that you had in the service tunnels of these lines, these non-mathematical but still in some way like broken geometry. Like there are angles to it, but they don't round out to the typical 180 segments of 90 level, but they all come together in some type of fashion, these non-Euclidean forms. It can't be organic. It can't be something that is consciously planned or crafted. Like this wasn't a thought through attack or a pre-planned infection or breakthrough. This is like mathematical chaos is the best way I can describe it. And that is what you're able to put together from looking at the information that was given and everything else, that it matches with that same mathematical chaos of the Void Storm.
I say out loud to the group, no one is doing this to us on purpose. It is not alive. It reminds me of the Void Storm. And you see that I'm focusing in on the calculations, y'all, while I'm saying that I'm not looking at any of you. There's a little bit of tremor to me.
At the sound of tremor in Jose's voice, Ravi kind of starts giving a shit, and paying a little bit closer attention, stands up, and just a little bit more on the swivel. I don't know that Ravi has anything that he can that they can do here yet. But
Ravi, you know that you were at what would have been ground zero of whatever this.
Yeah.
incursion, explosion, whatever it was.
And I'll relay the information that I got specifically about the that not quite ink fluid with the iridescence that settles into the void. This hydrodynamic substance got all over the supply crates that anyway it had some kind of light bending optical problem, but I don't know.
Do you have any of it with you?
No, I didn't touch it.
Okay. You can show it to us where it was.
Sure, it was over there by the big explosion. Let's go.
Yeah, I actually not to step on anybody what anybody else does, but in parallel, Jose would just go toward it.
Okay.
Robbie's with Jose. Robbie knows one thing, and that's when Jose says to do something, it usually keeps you alive.
Fair enough.
While we go, I want to ask more details with Ravi because I think just my background in resource management and just like energy, I'd be like, I'm trying to calculate or run through my memory or at least my system's memory if anything like that came up in our systems. I'm assuming no, but
give me a technology roll.
Okay, technology.
And then Caleb and Alyssa, what are you guys doing?
I would almost argue that I would probably use persuasion because I think Alyssa is just barking orders and having the others, the squad, like just spread out around the area, and using that more of a way to get information that might come in towards the area while she stays with all the civilians in the center.
Okay,
Cool.
go ahead
I
and give
got
me
a
that persuasion
9.
roll. With a 9, nothing is coming up.
Yeah.
Nothing that was drilled, excavated, bottled, lab tested, identified, resource numbered.
Listen, I'm
That
telling you,
substance isn't coming
if
up.
we had mined something, I would know about it, right? I'm the guy. I'm
Okay.
with the mining team. Like that's what I do. So if we had gotten that out of the rock, you would have already heard about it. This is new and frightening.
Yeah, I don't see anything in my records that would be even similar, even with the unmined stuff or our records in the past. Nothing's coming up. This is brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a shotgun. I forgot.
While they're all talking about the physical elements that are laying out, I'm going to mention about the crystals that I saw. And I'm also going to try and see if I can pick up on any emotions potentially other than those of the people that I'm closest to.
Okay. For that, I want you to just give me a straight willpower roll. So the DC is going to be your willpower score.
Okay.
And then what did you get on your roll, Shepard?
I got a 17 because I did an edge on that roll because it is my skill that's tied to my command. But I rolled a crit on the D4.
Let's go. Crit on the D4, which means we have an additional story point. And as a reminder to my team members and rangers, not rangers, are rangers, you take it as you would. You guys are currently at 7 story points.
It's good to know.
And make sure to use them because I was the only one that used story points the last time I played Power Rangers. I was like, I'll resource manage, and then I was the only one checking points off.
Yeah.
So with your persuasion roll, you get the rest of Task Force Rowan to sweep the area for any like sheltered or hunkered down civilians that are in the area of this dome and lead them towards the service tunnel that you guys are in front of. In doing so, they relay to you that there is one of the flight-based transit vehicles that are back in the area that Ravi had described as Ground Zero.
Okay.
That looks to be like it was landed and someone left it there.
Gotcha.
I
think
one of those is left over there.
I think 2 and 2 was sending out orders, and before Faith left, she handed the kid off to Faith.
Paul looks at Faith and is like, come on, please, just We were going to get sodas. Like we're just going to get sodas. I know that was supposed to be in class.
You can
And
explain it to
you
your
don't have
dad
to
later when
explain
we
everything.
talk, when we get
God,
back.
Caleb said he wasn't gonna tell. What are you talking about?
Faith,
Hey,
That's Caleb.
just keep him out of trouble, please.
hey, kid, this is gonna be one of those days where your dad's gonna be happier that you're home than you're not. You keep your mouth shut, you'll be all right.
Yeah, the bad thing happened. No, he's not gonna care that I missed school. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be okay. And like you see this like puddle of a like prepubescent boy trying to figure out what's gonna get him in less trouble, being where the thing happened or skipping school as he heads into the service tunnels. Uh, Caleb, what did you get on your roll?
Meets it, beats it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So 16 meets it.
Okay. Uh, that same where previously that veil's extension
Mm,
expanded because you needed more room for all of the emotions and feelings that you were experiencing. This expansion now is like observatory. Like I am looking for emotions outside of this range, away from those that I'm aware of. I want to see what can be felt outside of this space, what could be experienced, what could be thought away from this area. And it's as it expands out, you're able to get that just short of what ground zero where ground zero essentially would be, which
mm,
again is like three blocks away. There is anger, like vast and deep anger. There is fear. There is a want to do your job to the best of your ability. Not in a I agree with this. Um, not in a I need to do this job because it's what takes care of my livelihood or it's what helps me to live my life, but in a an honorable looking for protecting, saving, salvation, accomplishing. Me doing this matters to others. Me doing this helps other people. That level of I need to do my job, and this is what matters. Um, all of that is radiating away and towards all of you from the point of ground zero. And it's as it makes contact with that extended field that your field starts pulling back towards you. Like it is actively pushing that barrier back to you.
okay. Um, I'm gonna feel that as almost a gut punch. Those emotions that kind of wash over me, and I take a moment to recenter myself. And as I do that, um, I'm gonna call out to Jose and Ravi, and you guys, something is over there, and it is angry and almost duty bound. I can't place exactly who it is or what it is, but um, be prepared.
Sue readies the shotgun.
Yeah. Uh, Jose has in his hand the blaster that Sue provided. Looks over at Sue, gives a nod. Looks at Ravi. The usual?
All right, let's go for it.
Gonna move in formation forward, watching uh, each other's blind spots. Looks back at Sue a second, nods to see if you want to watch R6.
Yep.
uh, and moves forward toward the potential threat.
Before Calum goes and joins the group, he's gonna dig through Sue's ordnance box and look for any grenades and or hand weapon.
You could just ask.
You weren't there, so I just
There are several of these pulse pistols. There's one that looks like an assault rifle style, similar to Shepard's that they have slung over their back. And there is a bandolier of concussive. They're like it's like mining dynamite. This isn't typically used for injuring people or attacking people, but could, in a pinch, essentially use compressed air as a concussive force out, pushing things away. There's
Alright.
about 5 or 6 of them on a like sling line.
Definitely gonna grab the concussive grenades and I think we're gonna go with the assault rifle.
Okay.
Strap it across my back and then start running after the rest of the group.
Oh yeah, Shepard.
I think
You see
Shepard's just
4
been,
civilians
yeah.
armed up and are all like, "Let's
Yeah.
go."
I think Shepard's been
I'm
slowly.
legal. I can
think
carry
Shepard's just been
this.
following them, keeping them in line of sight while also controlling where everything else is going on and getting everything set up on the perimeter. But she's moving at a decent pace to stay within range of them pretty easily. She's like, okay, they want to run off and investigate. I can't control them, so I'm just gonna follow, make sure they don't get themselves killed. Especially who the fuck gave Sue a shotgun? But whatever.
I
Sue,
gave
Sue,
myself
Sue
a
gave
shotgun.
Sue gave Sue a shotgun.
Yeah.
There's the
Sue
paperwork,
signed
yeah.
off on Sue having a
It's
shotgun.
got to be a level between Sue and requisitioning her own stuff, but it's something we need to talk about later.
I signed off on it, and somebody checked it. It's fine.
Faith lets you know that her and the rest of Task Force Rowan will make sure that the rest of the civilians, at least in this area, so close to Ground 0
Mhm.
will move through the service tunnels. Once they've secured that, then they will meet you over there.
Okay. Yeah, I think she just has her holopad light on to follow, and then has her pistol out while having everything else still stationed away.
Oh yeah. And as the 5 of you continue towards what is essentially the immersion point, you see more of this liquid. Again, is the only real way to describe it. Uh, because when you look at it, it looks like a shadow of paint, like someone had spray painted onto the wall this globulous, design there, and painted it with the deepest Vanta black they could find. But as you get closer, you can see that it is like a legitimate liquid, like it is pulling and pouring down the sides of it. And as you get closer, the 5 of you see what begins as a floating dot, like a pixel missing from reality, until it sharply shoots into a line in a random direction. And there's now this line of like missing pixels to reality, and moving around it, looking at it from a 3-dimensional space, it is just a line that is visible from every direction you observe it, and then shoots again, and then shoots again, until there are 3 lines that meet at points that are almost like a triangle, but mathematically doesn't make sense. The angles that it's presenting would equate to higher than 180 degrees if laid out onto a compass or things of that nature. And in the space where those 3 angles exist, we see an infinite void of nothing, and then flecks of light, almost like you're seeing through space in this space. You are seeing into the universe, into some point beyond this moment, out in the unknown before face moves in front of it, catching just the eye, upper brow. There are two people in this group that would recognize the eye that is shown to a fault. Not even a question. That is the eye of the former Commander Auric Solari, the Gold Solaris Voyager Ranger, commander of the Aurora Crown fleet ship, who died in the Void Storm when it pulled and tore away at pieces of the ship, taking with it the other Solaris Rangers that were in that space, corrupting and breaking a piece of the Aurora Crown off as it all almost folded in on itself, imploded, but left nothing in its wake. You see that gold and hazel eye, furrowed brow. Jose, where you were accustomed and knew these like frown lines at the edge of the eye, Alyssa knew them from smiling.
Do I feel the time dilation acutely?
0 time dilation.
Worse.
What have you done to my people? Where is my ship? As the face moves to the right side, and we see this again impossible geometry of black glass, iridescent lines like these three that create this shape, holding the pieces of glass along the side of the face. No eye, but glowing gold, menacing, like watching a supernova too close. This gold light just burning inside. The liquid on the wall starts to bubble and boil out until it bursts, and you see old Astra Fleet uniforms. First gen, first series. Old ranks and insignias on it, old 0G helmets set over it, but the glass broken inward. And inside just roiling ink, where there's dancing stars, supernovas occurring, red dwarfs and black dwarfs falling, black holes appearing, where there's tears in this uniform itself. You again see that into the universe through that portion of the arm or leg or torso that is observed. My people will know safety. They will know peace. We will find what you have done with my people, and I will bring them to the Haven Light. As these forms then rush towards the five of you, what are you doing?
Shepard just starts shooting.
Start shooting.
I think Shepard.
I'm ready.
I think Shepard moves in the front of the four of you like pretty immediately when that first one forms, and it has the gun up, and then as soon as they go hostile before she can even say anything, she's just immediately shooting while pushing the four of you back and moving back with you.
You guys see
Rob-
the assault rifle that Shepard raises, similar to the sidearms that some of you have. The ambient light around shepherd dims for a moment as it seems like it is pulling that light, the actual essence of light itself, into the rifle, solidifying it into a slug or some kind of cartridge to be fired as beams and rails of light start connecting with these shapes as they come out of these boils and pusses of the ink. As each shot goes off, a glow of red almost flashes from the front of Shepard back. Who else? Who's acting?
I'm going to go up with Shepard and just start taking aim, and I'm actually going to be a little bit more careful about my shots. I'm going to go try to do headshots.
Okay, you're specifically aiming to try and hit these things in the zero G helmets that they have on.
Yeah.
Okay, you will give me a targeting roll. The rest of you will see as Caleb moves forward with the sidearm in hand and starts raising, holding, and preparing for fire again. That light dimming from around them, becoming a physical cartridge, a physical round in the barrel. And just as it's fired, a flash of purple around Caleb.
I will be covering the rear just to make sure that, like, at least our sixes in the back, if we are completely surrounded.
You're
like,
starting to be surrounded, but as you turn with the shotgun, already racked because you were ready to go, as they go to move into that position to be directly behind everyone, they almost split to where there's one to your 11 and then one to your 2 o'clock, like trying to make you choose which one you're going to attack. What'd you get, Caleb?
I got, with a snag, I still got an 18.
Nice. You were able to leverage and weigh and prepare that shot, fighting through your own internal resonance of anxiety and reaction and responding to stimuli. You were able to find focus and lock in and fire that round towards the helmet. Jose, what are you doing?
I am spending a story point to utilize my time traveler perk to declare that I have already prepared for this situation. I have, if you buy this, Jose has been here before. Jose has been having a recurring nightmare since the void storm of this very moment. Jose has seen the face of the Gold Ranger distorted and impossible, claiming salvation that sounds like damnation, sending unknown, possibly hollow, possibly worse, um, amalgamations of Rangers at us. And so Jose knows what Jose needs to do next because Jose has gamed out
He's played this
uncountable
chess game before.
scenarios. Yes. Jose holds the blaster up and looks the Gold Ranger directly in the eye, looking at those frown lines that he knows too well, and says, "Are we not your people, too?"
Lies. You attacked us.
No, 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 no. I tried to save you. Alyssa tried to save you. Come on, you're still there. I see
It's
you.
hard that you calling her out. She's completely compartmentalizing what she's seen.
Robbie's making sure that nothing else gets close to Jose.
That gold glow on that impossible geometry side of the face burns brighter. I'm here to save my people from you.
We are your people. See us. See through whatever this is. I know you're still there. Come on.
Ravi, what are you doing?
Ravi is covering Jose as Jose seems to be making this entreaty and maybe not defending himself or taking into account what's going on. Ravi's shooting anything that gets close or looks his way, just covering fire pretty much.
You are taking shots at some of these entities, beings, hollows,
Yeah.
however they are to be interpreted, because they are advancing. They are moving around the group of you. Give me a streetwise roll, Ravi.
You think?
And Sue, which one are you shooting at? The 11 o'clock or the 2 o'clock?
What's my better hand? Let's go with the 2 o'clock.
All right. You turn, you see them initially going to complete the circle, to complete surrounding everyone, see you go to take the 6, raise up, and they split, leaving a wide gap between the two of them. You pick the one to your right, you pull the trigger, you can see again all that light around Sue pull all the way in around the shotgun itself until 2 massive slugs of green light emit out of the shotgun, connecting into the one at the 2 o'clock. The 11 o'clock advances fast and is like maybe 3 feet away from your face, Sue. Ravi, what'd you get on your roll?
13.
13. They're going for the ship. They're going for the avionic carrier. They're only around all of you because you guys are so close to the avionic carrier. They're just trying to get to the ship. These things are seeing you as obstacles to get past, not to get through. And as each shot has gone off from all of the various members of the team who have taken fire, Kalen, when you fired at the helmet, you watched that solidified bullet of light go into the helmet and continue into infinite. Ravi, the handful of shots that you're sending off, you could see where it hits some of the uniform or where it's glancing off of the zero-G helmets that they're wearing. But once the uniform is open and you can see into that infinite, another shot that goes through just goes on forever.
I think at one point Robbie does one of these to like see see if it's come out the other stirs and girders. Shepard, they're going for the ship. They're just trying to get around us.
Okay.
Shepard, give me a willpower roll.
See, motherfucker.
The DC is your willpower defense score.
That's not super high for me. 15. Okay. This is a flat D20, right?
Yep.
It's a 5.
That's your grandfather.
Yep.
Jose just said your name to your grandfather. Your grandfather has gotten angry, protective, responsive. You don't notice your shots are not connecting.
Yeah, I imagine she's spraying, but that light looking directly at where he's at in like this space, and has even like turned her visor off so that her face is fully visible. Um, but yeah, I think she's spraying to try to keep them away, but not noticing that she's not hitting anything or even what's going on around her because she's just kind of frozen in place, just still staring at that image because this can't be real. Like she knows that he passed. Like it was. She doesn't know how to deal with this in this situation while also having to try to keep the 4 of them safe. So I think she's just focusing on the shooting, but obviously not taking anything else in.
Jose holds
Jose-
a hand out towards you.
You see an arm extend out through that opening. That impossible glass shapes like armor, lines of pearlescent, each pane of glass, that same infinite darkness. It looks as swirling between the panes of each piece as that hand reaches out and grabs at the front of your uniform, Jose, and goes to pull you towards him.
I give myself over to it, had been waiting for it, look him directly in the eye and say, I've never lied to you.
I
I'm
try to
not
cut the arm
lying
off.
to you now.
You are one of the creatures who attacked us.
No, no, they took you, and they are trying to make you
He
into one
throws
thing.
you into the building at the back. Ravi, you're shooting at the arm?
I was gonna try to get in melee and either get him off or try to slice the arm. But if he throws him, I'm pretty sure I just
Yeah.
catch Jose at this point.
Throws Jose.
Thank you.
Caleb.
Ravi.
Yeah.
You feel absolute truth coming from whoever that is in that opening. That is the truth that they are saying. That is fact that they are saying.
They believe it as truth.
It's not a belief. That is true.
Okay.
You don't get an intonation of disbelief. You don't get an intonation of displaced euphoria in order to follow this line of reasoning or any, that is a fact. What he
Okay.
is saying is fact.
Okay. Am I picking up on Alyssa's emotions as well?
Oh, I won't even try to resist anything.
Okay.
I think it's predominantly disbelief and then like a mix of both fear and happiness at the same time.
With all the emotions that are going on, I'm going to fall back to Alyssa, try to put my arm around them to put their arm down. I'm also going to, as I'm walking over there, pull the pins on all the concussive grenades and throw them along the lines of our retreat and try to get everybody out
I
of there.
think you'll notice as you
You'll
put
get
your...
one or the other. You could put your
Okay.
hands onto Alyssa and try and steady them, or you can throw the grenades.
I will throw the grenades then.
Okay. You pull the pins on these concussive grenades. Again, typically used for mining, typically used for clearing debris in 0G. These are concussive waves of oxygen that are sent out to clear fields, clear tunnels, things of that nature. You pull in all five, or you just pull in the top one and rip in?
I am going to pull all five and just chuck them.
Okay.
My grenades!
On the bandolier, grab all of the rings, pull them out, throw it. As you throw it, there is Jose, Ravi, Sue, and Alyssa would recognize these. Caleb, not so much. Typically spotlights or individualized focused lighting to get perfect vision on certain areas, either on the surface of the moon that is being terraformed, or crime still happens, but it isn't a need for excessive force because we can identify exactly who and where. These are spotlight systems that are built into the dome itself, in each one of the domes. We know who you are, we know where you are. We will follow you all through this city. You're not hiding, essentially. Um, Several beams of light appear over each one of you. initial thought is it's one of those security systems, like alerting the rest of the military forces, hey, we've got people over here that need help. We, issuing backup. This is where survivors are, things of that nature. These are not those lights. As Jose, you are bathed in orange light, Ravi in pink, Shepherd in red, Calum in purple, and Sue in green. As floating from the top of the dome in breakneck speed are 5 of the crystals from the Aurora crown towards the 5 of you. And as it makes contact, connecting with the holocrons on your wrists, each of your bodies are bathed in prismatic light. Red, purple, pink, green, orange. And as that light wraps around your bodies, the silhouettes of your forms shown within these tubes of prismatic power. That's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you
Magic
for
girls
sharing your time,
transformation.
space, and energy.
awesome.
This has been episode 1 of Power Rangers Solaris Voyagers, the Aurora Calling, part 1. I have been your Gridmaster Arc or Arc Light Corp, but none of this would be possible without the amazing Rangers that I have here with me tonight. We will go in reverse order this time. Let them know who you are, where they can find you on the internet. And so that means we start with my bestie of the whole wide world. The story continued. The amazing matron of stories herself, Paige.
Yes.
Hey everyone, I'm Paige. I'm a trans lesbian content creator and streamer, and go by Paige Continued all over the internet. You can also find me over at The Story Continued on Twitch and YouTube, where I am the lead storyteller and creative director there, where I tell my own APs using different systems. A little bit on a hiatus right now, but I have a couple projects coming out in May, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, just find me here playing more Power Ranger stuff every 2 weeks. So that's it for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up next, our Orange Ranger, Danny.
Thank
Hey everybody, Danny Mendoza, Danny R. Mendoza. Everywhere internets are sold, you can follow me anywhere with that. Blue Sky's good, Instagram, Discord. I am a member over at Streaming Rainbow, doing a bunch of stuff over there. Work with a bunch of different channels regularly, so just follow me on my socials and you'll see a bunch about those projects. And I'll be here having a great time. Thanks so much again, Ark.
Hell yeah. The Grammy themselves, herself, Shy.
Hi, I'm Shy. My username is Shy_Liz. You could find me all over the interwebs, mainly on Instagram. I'm not streaming, but going to start streaming soon. And I'm also known as Gremmy. If you guys don't know, it's short for Gremlin Grandma who likes to hydrate people. Surprise.
Make sure you drink your water or Grammy will find you.
I will find your username and I will say hi and hydrate.
Yes. And up next, they've done an amazing job of showing you what happens when you work in 0G for way too long. Sean.
Yeah, I'm 20 years old. I talk like this. Hey everybody, I'm Sean Banerjee. I just learned what Grammy means, and so I'm processing that still. But I'm so happy to be here. It's obviously my first time over on this channel with Ark and this amazing crew. You can find me over at Amateurish Productions on Azara's Fist, coming out every other Tuesday with talkbacks in the intermittent Tuesdays. You can find me doing sensitivity or editing in most of your favorite RPG books, including a bunch of the Power Rangers books.
What?
And
No way.
yeah. And yet I don't know the system at all. I'm going to be the worst. And you can find me in the greater Atlanta area if you really try hard enough. But yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah. And my brother, my homie, the quick change master of character introductions, Thanks, Amazon, for ruining the beginning introduction of the character. Shadow.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shadow or Shadow Dow. You can find me on pretty much every platform except for Twitter, because screw that place, as Shadow Dow. Primarily on Instagram, but I also stream here on Twitch as Shadow Dow. We typically game on Saturday and do co-working and tech work on Sundays. So look forward to seeing you all there. And finally, our Gridmaster closes out.
Hi, how you doing? I'm Ark or Arclight Court, your Gridmaster, Lighthouse Keeper, Lore Rider, Beacon onto all beacons. Every other Monday, you can find this amazing team of Rangers here on twitch.tv/ArclightCourt, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We'll be doing 12 episodes and there's something really cool coming for episode 3. These guys are definitely fighting something in episode 2, but just more spoilers, little breadcrumbs. This Thursday, you can find me over on Eclipse 613 playing their TTRPG that they've been working on called Acts of Sodom, which is a cross of a cyberpunk Venom symbiote anti-theatical TTRPG where you play as angels or daemons who have been given these cybernetic capabilities based off of the various either the virtues or the seven deadly sins. And you fight through the world trying to either save and redeem humanity or send them all to heck. So we'll be doing that on Thursday. And then on Friday, over on the official Pie Guy channel, we'll be doing Mecha Hack as a cool little one shot where we're doing pilots v pilots in a mecha civil war. And I'm going to try and beat up everyone. I'm going to do my best. There's no promises, but I'm going to do what I can. And next week on Monday, you can find me over on Tabletop Misfits for Dress to Quest, where I play Olivier, the not Tommy Oliver self-insert Hexblade Warlock Blade Singer wizard who's trying to help this team or destroy this team from the inside out. No one knows. It's great. Have a wonderful
Totally
evening.
not. Totally not.
Totally not. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourselves. And remember, be a beacon. And if it's Monday, it's morphin' time. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.